As of October 27th of 2024, there are currently 48 volcanoes which are actively erupting around the planet, a total which is one less than were erupting last week since the eruption of New Zealand's White Island volcano just ended. And now, here are this week's top volcano-related news stories. In Ethiopia, a magnitude 5.0 earthquake struck the ongoing large magmatic intrusion that partially underlies a town. Heading far to the east, a swarm of earthquakes struck the Banda Api island volcano, which is in close proximity to 20,000 people and at a raised alert level. And in what is this week's top story, the second tallest volcano in North America, known as Popocatepetl, 70 kilometers southeast of Mexico City, began producing a dramatic spike in eruptive intensity. This spike began on October 19th when the amount of daily volcanic tremor which indicated the movement of magma jumped by 1,313%. It appears, at least in my opinion, that this date marks when a new batch of meathic magma rose into Popocatepetl underlying magma chamber at 4 to 6 kilometers below sea level. Mixing with more silica-rich magma, it then rose to the surface, producing an overall decrease in explosive events, but with each distinct explosive episode being far more powerful and far longer. As a result, volcanic explosions, which would normally generate 300 to 4,300 foot-high eruption plumes above Popocatepetl summit, suddenly jumped to 12,300 to 14,300 feet above its summit on October 25th and 26th. As repeated, powerful explosions occurred, part of or all of its existing lava dome may have been repeatedly destroyed, hurling fragments of lava and large boulders of rock kilometers downslope, which continued to tumble for quite a distance. As ash drifted to the east-northeast and northeast, it disrupted regional air traffic, causing several flights to be cancelled at the nearby Puebla International Airport. Ash then accumulated from a dusting to a few millimeters across a wide area, and satellite data measured a total of 73,000 metric tons of sulfur dioxide in this plume, representing a 2-year high in eruptive intensity consistent with a mid-end VEI-3 explosive eruption. With recent volcanic tremor occurring more than 15 hours of the day multiple days in a row, there is a potential concern that eruptive activity might further escalate. As a result, potential plans are being made to possibly evacuate more than a half-dozen communities closest to the volcano, likely outside its already existing 12-kilometer exclusion zone. However, with this being said, I personally do not expect eruptive activity to escalate to a worrying level, as I am just not seeing the readings which would suggest anything more significant than what this last week already saw. This is why CENAPRED, the local volcano monitoring agency, is keeping Popocatepetl alert level at yellow phase 2, the same alert level it has been maintained at since June 6, 2023. Heading far to the east on the African continent, an intrusion of magma has been occurring in north-central Ethiopia since September 27, 2024. This intrusion is a whopping 21 kilometers or 13 miles in length and is modeled to be shallowest at 4 kilometers depth. The body of magma in question has caused new geysers and hot springs to appear on the surface above it, formed large cracks in the ground, and damaged a nearby railroad due to the amount of ground deformation which occurred. Thankfully, this intrusion has seemingly stalled like 3 prior intrusions since 1979 in the same area did. Yet, while uplift has decreased by more than 75% day over day from its peak values, this intrusion is still ongoing, hence why it is occasionally producing associated earthquakes. The largest such likely magmatic earthquake occurred on October 26th, registering in as a magnitude 5.0. Thankfully, this did not immediately appear to cause any surface changes, and it is unknown whether or not this will reinvigorate the magma dike intrusion. Statistically, the odds are that this intrusion will not reach the surface and produce a rhyolitic eruption, although intrusions of this length can last for multiple months. However, I want to note that the longer an intrusion is, the more likely it is to generate an eruption, and the last 2 such similar length or larger intrusions in the eastern half of the East African Rift Zone ended up producing an eruption. And in Indonesia, a moderate-intensity earthquake swarm struck the Banda Api volcano, a volcanic island that lies within two large calderas which last erupted in 1988. While typically only 1 to 3 daily earthquakes occur from this stratovolcano, during the last 8 days the rate of earthquakes has increased 4 times, jumping above 15 quakes a day, including 35 quakes striking on October 25th. This marks the third earthquake swarm at Banda Api since May of 2024 began. Yet, these earthquakes did not occur alongside any other notable signs of unrest, but they are unusual, so this volcano's 1 kilometer exclusion zone around its summit is remaining in place. And now, here is a quick list of all the world's volcanoes which are currently erupting. Additionally, here are some volcanoes showing signs of unrest which are not erupting as of the recording of this video on October 26th of 2024. As a final note, I would like to thank my new YouTube channel member NSDesk for supporting this channel.